Most entrepreneurs, especially online entrepreneurs, are either broke, stressed, and constantly chasing the next big shiny thing, or all above. Here's the scary part. They're working even harder than ever, but they're following wealth advice that just flat out just does not work, right? And if you keep following the same broken advice that everyone is pushing, you're going to wake up 10 years from now with nothing to show for it and all of this hustle. I know this because I've done this myself and I feel it, which is why I want to share with you 5 wealth principles that almost no online entrepreneur is actually talking about. Once you get these, they'll completely shift the way you think about money, about business, about wealth, about how you go through your life and what's actually valuable for you. So stick with me, because if you actually apply these, you're not only going to make more money, you're actually going to keep it, you're going to grow it, and build a life where your business serves you, not the other way around. Principle number 1, you cannot count on revenue. Most entrepreneurs brag about business revenue. I run a 7-figure business, I run 8-figure business, or I make X amount per year. Well, that might be how much the business makes, but if you're in e-commerce, we know the margins are quite tough, right? So for an example, is if your expenses, if you're making $1 million a year, but your expenses are $990,000, you're not wealthy, you're broke with a big ego. And that just really, really hurts. This is why wealthy entrepreneurs obsess over cash flow, right? They obsess over the right business model that allows them to live the lifestyle they want without too much work involved in the business, plus a business model that allows them to achieve a higher profitability rate without working too much. I'll give you an example. I've seen businesses, blogs, content sites, media business, and make over $300,000 a year, and the owner of that business is wealthier than someone running a $5 million e-commerce brand. Okay, so business models are a big thing, and it's very, very important to understand. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. So don't shoot for more money, shoot for more profitability. Don't shoot for more revenue, shoot for income, cash in the bank that can allow you to reinvest that money into another asset that is outside the main business and your primary business, because it's not about just one business and building your wealth through one business. I've been there, I've done that, and it failed me. I realized I needed to take money out of the business and do another wealth principle that I'm going to share with you very, very shortly. So the key thing to remember is revenue is just vanity. Profit is sanity, and cash flow, that's freedom. Principle number 2 is do not build assets, buy assets. The myth, start from scratch, hustle hard, maybe one day it will pay off, is ridiculous. Right? There's so much hustle culture out there, and it's just teaching people to work. And because we work so much, we get distracted from actually having some perspective, thinking, and building real wealth by putting things in place. So building wealth isn't by hustling. It isn't by starting something from scratch and just working on it day in, day out forever or for 10 years. Because maybe you can build an asset, but only like 10% of people do that, right? 90% of all startups fail. So it's about building something that can provide you cash flow, and then taking that cash flow and reinvesting into acquiring assets. The reality is real wealthy people buy cash flowing assets and they shortcut time. So the same thing is like buying an online business is often faster than building one. You can literally go away and look at all of these brokers, business brokers online, and look at how much a business costs and how much it's making in net profit per year, not just revenue. So for example, a business that is being sold for $1 million, and say it's an e-commerce business, it might be making anywhere from $300,000 in net profit per year up to $500,000 in net profit per year. Okay, so you can buy a business that is achieving that with $1 million, and you can use OPM, other people's money, to do so. Now that's acquiring an asset. So as an example, someone who spends 3 years building a Shopify store versus someone who buys one, already making them maybe 10 grand a month in the first 3 months, or somebody that goes away and acquires an e-commerce business that takes somebody 3 to 4 or 5 years to build, that's making $500K a year. You can go away and buy that for $1 million with somebody else's money, and you've acquired a great asset that is producing cash flow and decent cash flow from day one. And you can replace your income far faster than building something over a 3 to 4 year range. So who's actually winning then? And then what do? That's your new platform. And then you can keep growing that business or build that asset. And yeah, we call that grow by acquisition, which means buy out your competitors. This is literally how Facebook became so big. This is how Amazon and Google became so big. They grew their businesses by spending billions of dollars acquiring other companies and building a company of multiple businesses that can either run alongside each other or merge into one another. So buy assets, do not build them. Another thing is, like, you don't just need to buy online businesses or an offline business. You can acquire companies and buy ETFs, and that is an asset as well. So you can buy real estate as well. Real estate is a great asset. This is what I like to do, is I like to take cash out of my business and either acquire a business, either acquire more real estate and build out my real estate portfolio, or acquire some types of ETFs, maybe even crypto. So building wealth is about having diversification in multiple areas and having one primary cash flow and taking that cash flow to acquire other assets. That's principle number 2, is acquire assets, do not build them from scratch. Principle number 3 is risk management is wealth management. Most entrepreneurs only think about growth. They don't think about protection. Wealthy people, they play defense just as much as they play offense, which is absolutely critical. So due diligence, smart deal structures, diversification, these are what protect your downside when you're acquiring a business. As an example, entrepreneurs who skip proper due diligence often lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, and those who protect their downside stay in the game a lot longer, enough to actually pull money out of the business and get wealthy by reinvesting and acquiring other assets as well. But it's not just about due diligence. What about when you own the business? Well, the best growth strategies are typically your biggest risk mitigation strategies. So start with decreasing your risk first, which builds a better platform for scalability. Plus, once you do some de-risk mitigation strategies, it bumps up the valuation and the multiple of the business if you do need to sell it again to cash out for some unforeseen reason. It might be a health reason, it might be having a child, it might be moving location, whatever it is. De-risk mitigation strategies are just as valuable as growth strategies. An example is if you've got a business that's single source dependency on, say, it's only got one revenue stream or one traffic stream or one product or whatever it is work out how can you build out another traffic stream, another revenue stream, and then add products to the primary product via upsells and downsells and increase average order value, which is growth at the same time, but you're protecting your business by not having just one product to sell or one primary product that's your flagship product. You can bolt on other ones to it and then support that flagship product. So eliminating single source dependency is a very valuable way to go. So manage your wealth. Okay. Another way to do it is looking at what assets you have and how much equity you have in those assets, and is your money best put to work? And the question is opportunity cost. What is your opportunity cost by having your money invested or parked in this asset? For example, if you got your money parked in real estate and you've got, say, $100,000 in equity, is that money, $100,000, making the most amount of money it can for the risk tolerance you want at the time by living in the real estate? Or is it going to make more money by taking it out and acquiring a business? Or is it going to make more money by taking it out and putting it into an ETF that's making 8% per year, roughly? So it's risk management is wealth management, and it's understanding opportunity cost. Okay, so play defense just as much as you do play offense. Principle number 4, time freedom is the real ROI. Entrepreneurs, they chase money, then realize what they've built is typically another job for themselves. Now, wealthy entrepreneurs, they're the people that design their business around time freedom, not just income. So they don't run their business. They hire people to run it for them, and they own their business. This is how you can own multiple businesses without increasing your work hours. You employ operational staff and go from being a worker to an owner. This is a huge mindset shift that changes the game for you, where you can go and work on the business and not in the business, and that creates faster growth, equaling far more wealth. Now, why is that the case? Because when you're not working in the business, you're able to come back, have another perspective and do some wealth management, like I mentioned in the last principle, and think about not just my wealth in terms of where is my equity and is it best put to use, but where is my team and what's working in my business really well, not what's not working so well in my business. And you have time and space to be to have perspective around how is your business working, and can you change and move a few things and pull a few levers to be able to build more wealth within that business and grow it without you having to put more time in, of course. But by working on the business and not in the business prevents you from being distracted by just doing the task and being operational staff. Is you don't want to operate the business in the long run. That should be your goal, is you want to own the business and have operational staff. Maybe even put like a fractional CEO in place or a fractional COO, whatever it is. But working on the business is far better than working in the business, and real wealthy entrepreneurs understand the real freedom is time freedom. So the true wealth is obviously waking up and being able to choose how you spend your day. An example is that you could run a 20 employee e-commerce brand that costs you 80 hours a week, or you could own 2 media businesses that take you 10 hours a week and make the same profit. And which is the actual wealth? And also, would it be hard to replace your 10 hours with maybe one staff or operational staff that can run both of your businesses and spend 5 to 30 hours per week on both of the businesses, and they report back to you and you just check in with them monthly or weekly or bi-weekly? Who's the real rich there? 80 hours a week in an e-commerce brand with 20 employees, staff, low profit margins, or high profit margin media business with maybe one staff member that runs it for you. So understanding the right business models can allow you to choose the right level of freedom that you want. Now, I'm not saying e-commerce is not the way to go, because you can have an e-commerce brand as well that is highly profitable and minimal work hours for you. I've got clients that I bought great e-commerce businesses for, and they've picked up the business and worked hardly 5 hours per week each in the business, and they've got staff in place that run the business and they work on the business, which is where I help them scale the business so they can get from that 7-figure range to that 8-figure range, which is what we're working on now. Principle number 5, bored in business, busy with life. Most people chase new hacks, trends, and sexy tactics. They're looking at YouTube videos, watching them, listening to podcasts, and doing what's new and trying to build growth and build wealth as fast as possible at the expense of time. And they're just very distracted, right? And they're trying to be on the cutting edge of absolutely everything. The real wealthy, they set up just boring, reliable systems that grow businesses and compound over years and years and years. They're not looking at the new trends. They're not looking at what's hot. They're investing their money into profitable businesses and then reinvesting into solid, boring assets like real estate and basic, boring e-commerce businesses or media businesses, and then automating their income streams. It's not glamorous, but it's how fortunes are actually built. They're not people that are looking at buying a media business that's, hot in NFTs or crypto or whatever it is. They're looking at buying a boring business that's built in sports or parenting or pets. If I'll give you an example, Warren Buffett, he didn't get rich quick, right? He got rich the boring way, and he bought boring businesses. The first business he bought was a textile company. And you can do this online and compound this by acquiring multiple assets, not gambling, just buying good, solid quality assets. So to wrap this up, here's the truth. If you want to get wealthy, stop following the surface level advice you hear on Instagram or TikTok. Forget about vanity revenue numbers. Forget about chasing every new hack. Forget about distractions. Wealth is actually built on cash flow, acquiring great assets, not building them, protection. Okay, so offense just as much as defense, freedom, time freedom, of course, and creating systems that compound and build your wealth over time. And most people, they're not going to get this, but you're not here to be most people. You're here to build a business that actually makes you wealthy. So which of these 5 principles actually hit you today? And let me know in the comments so I can create another video around that whole thing, because I can spend an hour on each of these principles and go deep with you so you can really embed them and integrate them into your life and your business so you can properly build real wealth. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm creating a bunch of new videos regularly, so consider subscribing, and I really appreciate the love and the help from you, and I'll speak to you guys soon.